Meet the top 10 richest women in Nigeria. Number 1 will definitely shock you.
Welcome back to Philanthropy.
These are the richest Nigerian women in the world. And just when you think you've met Nigeria's classiest billionaire, along comes a woman whose wealth started with vlogging and she turned clicks into mansions. Linda Ikeji. Blogging may sound ordinary, but Linda Ikeji made it extraordinary and wildly profitable. Starting from a small blog in 2006, Linda became Nigeria's digital media queen, transforming gossip headlines into a multi-million-dollar business empire. Her blog pulled millions of visitors daily, attracting advertising deals that raked in staggering sums. Today, she's worth millions, with investments in media, fashion, and real estate. In fact, Linda once dropped about 500 million naira cash to buy a luxury mansion in Banana Island, Lagos. Linda's wealth reflects the lifestyle of a true media mogul. She owns fleets of luxury cars, from Range Rovers to Bentleys, and spoils her family with gifts like homes and cars. Many don't know that Linda turned her criticism into content. While trolls doubted her, she built one of Africa's most recognizable media brands, showing that the keyboard can indeed be sharper than the sword. Her entrepreneurial flair didn't stop at blogging. She launched Linda Ikeji TV, a streaming platform filled with original African content, plus a social networking app, cementing her role as a pioneer of Nigeria's digital entertainment space. So, while most bloggers chase clicks, Linda is literally cashing them into properties. Next on our list, Adara Umeoji. Nigeria's banking sector isn't for the faint-hearted, but Adara Umeoji has turned it into her empire. As the first female group managing director of Zenith Bank, Adara manages billions in assets daily, and her leadership has set her apart in a field traditionally dominated by men. But Adaora isn't just a corporate powerhouse. She's a philanthropist who has poured resources into education, healthcare, and women's empowerment across Nigeria. Her Pink Breath Cancer Foundation has saved lives, proving that her influence extends far beyond bank walls. Still, her lifestyle reflects her standing. Think multi-million-dollar properties in Lagos and Abuja, private travel, and the kind of wardrobe where custom-tailored power suits sit right beside European haute couture. When Adaora steps into a boardroom, it isn't just business, it's a performance of influence. She's also a Harvard Business School alumna and holds a doctorate in business administration, showing that her wealth is built on both brains and strategy. With over 20 years in banking, she has climbed every rung of the ladder, from entry level to the top of one of Africa's most powerful banks. If you thought politics brought power, wait until you meet the queen of Nigerian art, whose fortune is painted across continents. Nike Davies Okundaye. Now here's a woman who proves you don't need oil or banking to build an empire, just raw talent and vision. Nike Davies Okundaye, Nigeria's textile queen, has transformed art into an international fortune. From humble beginnings, Nike mastered Adia, the traditional Yoruba indigo dyeing, and turned it into a global fashion and art movement. Today, her works sell for thousands of dollars, and her art centers in Nigeria and abroad attract elite collectors, celebrities, and even presidents. Nike's brand isn't just about fashion, it's about cultural export. She has single-handedly put Nigerian textile art on the map, training thousands of young women along the way. And while her philanthropy is admirable, her bank account is even more striking. Her galleries, art schools, and exhibitions across Europe and America have generated millions, making her one of Nigeria's wealthiest creatives. Lifestyle-wise, Nike lives as vibrantly as her art. Her signature head wraps and colorful gowns are as iconic as her reputation. She owns luxury properties and travels globally to exhibit, but unlike many billionaires, her luxury is coated in authenticity and heritage. And we're only just getting started. The women in the top 10 will leave your jaw on the floor. 10. Stella Odua. Stella Odua is a woman whose name has echoed in both politics and business. As a former Minister of Aviation, Stella built her fortune long before stepping into government. She is the founder and chairwoman of Sea Petroleum and Gas Company Limited, a thriving oil and gas firm that placed her among Nigeria's elite businesswomen. Her time as aviation minister brought her global recognition and sometimes controversy, but it also highlighted the scale of her influence. She oversaw billion naira projects in Nigeria's aviation sector, modernizing airports and expanding infrastructure. Even though she left the role under a storm of allegations, her wealth and power remained intact. Beyond politics and oil, Stella owns extensive properties in Abuja, Lagos, and abroad. Reports have tied her to multi-million-dollar real estate portfolios that speak volumes about her financial standing. Luxury cars, private jets, and designer wardrobes are all part of the Stella Odua signature lifestyle. For all her glamour, Stella often presents herself as a champion of women's empowerment. Through philanthropy and mentorship, she positions herself not just as a wealthy politician, but as a role model for aspiring Nigerian women in leadership. She has sponsored initiatives in education and health, leaving her mark outside of business and politics. The next woman is a former oil minister whose fortune and scandals shook the world. Diezani Alison Madueke. Few Nigerian women have commanded as much attention or controversy as Diezani Alison Madueke. As Nigeria's first female Minister of Petroleum Resources, she oversaw an industry that generates billions of dollars annually, making her one of the most powerful women, not just in Nigeria, but globally. During her tenure, she also served as the first female president of OPEC, placing her at the center of global oil politics. With influence on oil prices and production quotas, her decisions affected economies worldwide. That level of power, naturally, came with immense wealth. But wealth in oil often comes with shadows. Diezani has faced multiple corruption allegations, with international agencies investigating claims of embezzled billions. She has denied wrongdoing, but her name remains tied to some of Nigeria's biggest financial scandals. Yet, despite the controversies, her fortune still ranks among the largest attributed to a Nigerian woman. Her properties span high-end neighborhoods in London, Abuja, and Lagos, including multi-million-dollar mansions. Add to that a collection of luxury cars, from Rolls-Royces to Bentleys, and jewelry so extravagant it once made global headlines with seizures worth millions. Love her or loathe her, Diezani represents the extreme of Nigerian wealth, dazzling, powerful, and polarizing. The next woman's story is the complete opposite, less about scandals and more about brains, global economics, and quiet influence. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is a woman whose wealth is matched only by her reputation. Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, best known as the first African and first woman to serve as Director General of the World Trade Organization, WTO, Ngozi has spent decades shaping the global economy while building her own fortune. Before stepping onto the world stage, she twice served as Nigeria's Minister of Finance, overseeing billion-dollar budgets and negotiating massive debt relief packages that transformed the country's economy. Ngozi sits on the boards of major corporations like Twitter, Standard Chartered Bank, and Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, positions that don't just pay prestige, but also millions in earnings. Combine that with global consulting gigs, speaking fees, and advisory roles, and it's no surprise her personal wealth ranks among Nigeria's highest. Her lifestyle is defined less by flashy displays and more by understated elegance. She owns homes in the US and Nigeria, travels the world business class all by private arrangement, and is often seen in her signature Ankara head ties, proof that luxury doesn't always scream, sometimes it whispers. But here's the gist. When Ngozi talks, presidents and billionaires listen. That influence is priceless and profitable. Mo Abudu. When it comes to media power in Africa, few names command as much respect as Mo Abudu. Often described as the Oprah of Africa, She is the founder and CEO of Ebony Life Media, a conglomerate that spans television, film, and online content. Through it, Mo has built both influence and immense wealth. Her fortune comes from licensing deals with global giants like Netflix, Sony, and AMC, where her studio's African stories are streamed to audiences around the world. Each partnership means millions in revenue, placing her in the league of Africa's most successful media moguls. Mo's rise wasn't overnight. She began her career in human resources before making the daring leap into media, launching Moments with Mo, a talk show that aired across 48 African countries. From there, she scaled into television networks and blockbuster films like The Wedding Party, one of Nigeria's highest-grossing movies. She also executive produced Olature and Ellison Oba, films that earned international acclaim and boosted her company's valuation. Her lifestyle is every bit as glamorous as her productions. She owns luxurious residences in Lagos and abroad, and her events draw royalty, politicians, and celebrities under one roof. She is also known for her impeccable fashion sense, often turning heads at Cannes and other global festivals. The next woman proves that even medicine can mint billionaires. Stella Chinyelu Okoli. Pharmaceuticals may not sound as glamorous as oil or banking, but for Stella Chinyelu Okoli, they became the foundation of a billion-naira empire. She is the founder and CEO of Emzor Pharmaceutical Industries Limited, one of Nigeria's largest indigenous pharmaceutical companies. From humble beginnings in 1984, Stella transformed a small pharmacy in Lagos into a household name. Emzor is behind some of the most widely used medicines in Nigeria and West Africa, producing everything from vitamins to prescription drugs. Her company's popular slogan, Emzor for Life, isn't just marketing. It represents the impact of a brand that serves millions of people daily. With an annual turnover in the billions of naira, Stella's fortune stands tall among the richest Nigerian women. Her lifestyle reflects her status, though she is known for keeping it tasteful rather than flamboyant. She owns luxurious residences in Lagos and abroad, travels extensively for business and leisure, and is often seen at global pharmaceutical summits where she represents Nigerian excellence. What truly defines Stella is her resilience. She built Emzor while raising a family, overcoming the tragic loss of her son and still expanding her business across Africa. That perseverance turned her into both a business icon and a beacon of inspiration. If you think medicine can't compete with steel and real estate, wait until you meet the next woman, Nigeria's first female architect billionaire, Fifi Ekanem Ejindu. Imagine a woman who can design your dream mansion, build it, and then host a society gala inside it. That's Fifi Ekanem Ejindu. She's not just an architect, she's Nigeria's first female billionaire architect and one of the country's most stylish businesswomen. Her company, Starcrest Group, spans architecture, real estate, and oil. That mix has created an empire where multi-billion naira estates, luxury resorts, and landmark commercial projects are just another day at the office. If you've ever seen a property dripping in both wealth and culture, there's a good chance Fifi had something to do with it. Her rise wasn't by accident. Trained at the prestigious Pratt Institute in New York, Fifi returned to Nigeria determined to make her mark. And she did, by creating designs that spoke to luxury but carried African identity. Today, her name is a brand in itself. But what makes her stand out isn't just the money, it's the lifestyle. She's known for arriving at high-profile events in head-turning couture straight from Milan or Paris, and her name regularly pops up on best-dressed lists. Fifi has become the perfect blend of wealth and glamour. Of course, the billions stretch far beyond fashion. Her investments in oil and prime real estate multiplied her fortune, putting her among Nigeria's most powerful women. Yet she still finds time to fund scholarships and support cultural heritage projects, proving that her empire has heart, too. She's living proof that architecture can be more than buildings. It can be the foundation of serious billionaire wealth. The woman who built her fortune so big, it shook the world. 1. Folorunsho Alakija. Every list of Nigeria's wealthiest women eventually leads here, to Folorunsho Alakija, the woman who turned oil, fashion, and sheer determination into one of the largest fortunes on the continent. For years, she held the crown as the richest black woman in the world, even surpassing Oprah Winfrey at one point. Folorunsho's empire began in fashion. She founded Supreme Stitches, a label that dressed Nigeria's elite in the 1980s, but fashion was just the warm-up. Her real breakthrough came with oil. Through Famfa Oil Limited, she secured a stake in one of Nigeria's most lucrative oil blocks, and when the wells struck, the billions flowed. That single move catapulted her into global billionaire rankings. Her wealth has funded a life of pure luxury. We're talking mansions in London and Lagos, fleets of high-end cars, and closets lined with couture straight off Paris and Milan runways. She also has access to private jets, ensuring that when she travels, it's always first class, or better. But Alakija's story isn't just about wealth, it's about faith and philanthropy. A devout Christian, she invests millions in education and healthcare through her Rose of Sharon Foundation, supporting widows and orphans. Folorunsho Alakija isn't just Nigeria's richest woman. She's a symbol of ambition, resilience, and the extraordinary heights Nigerian women can reach. From oil to media, fashion to finance, these women have proven that billionaires aren't only men. Now tell us, which of these women shocked you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.